a very good understanding between the national and the county. So from that end, I believe the people have won, and so long as the environment is good. You know, Kenya, one of the biggest security threats is politics. You know, in the US it's terror, here it's politics. So if we manage our politics, then things seem to grow, economy seems to grow faster. So I think from a county's point of view, it's a good thing.
Okay, Mutambo, my question to you is different. What do you think Raila Odinga will do right now, or will become, in this newfound pact?
Eric, I don't know why you are taking me away from a very interesting discussion, because the question you did ask is very, very important, and actually to the whole world,
right?
Not only to Kenya, all stand to benefit. And before I even tell you what Raila will become, I would just ask myself a simple questions. Because I know the end justifies the mean.
Right.
What is the end game of all this? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. Coming back to your question, I don't think Raila Amolo Odinga in this arrangement will become anything. What we are reading is that there are those who lead the Pact, and there are others. Raila, Uhuru are those who lead. The rest are others. It is like when you are swimming, somebody is swimming at the deep end, and the others at shallow end, but both of them, they come out with towels. And you ask them, they'll tell you, we were swimming. We are coming from a swimming pool. The fact is, some of them were swimming at shallow end. What do I mean? When you hear the entire ulabaloo of no, we were not consulted, oh, we want to be included. To included into what? That is the big question. Then I revise my memory back. Raila said, we want to take our country forward.
Right.
That's what they said with Uhuru. That message should have been received by each and every Kenyan positively. The issue, no, we need to know what is in there. What do you want to know? You know where you belong. Raila did not tell Kalonzo Musyoka and Wetangula and the rest, please do not pursue the interest of opposition. He did not say that. And he did not say we should kill opposition. Now, answering your question, Raila still remains de facto leader of opposition.
Okay.
Because if we say Raila has joined Uhuru to work together as a team, then that means, and I said it before and I'm going to repeat, Raila must resign today as the leader of ODM, and tomorrow, because there's no Jubilee who is more red than Mutambo, I will hand over a Jubilee card.
But let me ask
Raila
this,
did not. Let me finish.
Let me ask
Raila
this.
did not relinquish his duties.
Okay,
as
fine.
the leader of opposition.
Fine, that is very clear. But what is this hula baloo, like you mentioned, like you said, that since now President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga had some sort of deal, that means that Raila Odinga has joined, Jubilee, or ODM has merged with Jubilee, and they're now one. That's what several Kenyans are saying. So
no.
if you go and talk to Kenyans outside there, what do you tell them this pact is about? How do you explain to them?
This pact, one, is bringing country together.
Okay.
It's shaving personal interest. Raila said, you know what, Uhuru, you won. Okay? You beat us. But we have a country to build. So what we need to do is to support you. Bring your agenda forward. If the work of the opposition is to check the government, then you tell me Raila is going to become something in that government. Now who will check the who? Okay?
Professor.
So what you Kenyans need to understand, the problem with Kenyans is that we play politics of sycophancy. And simply because Raila said we are going to support Uhuru, now everybody, including my good friend and my former party leader, Kalonzo Musyoka, they want to be in that pact. I'm just wondering, because Kalonzo Musyoka went throughout Ukambani and they said Kisoi Munyao, Joe Motambo, Regina Dambuki, these are sellouts. They are bad people. They joined Jubilee and they should not be joining Jubilee at this hour. What will he tell them tomorrow? I don't know. Because to me, I got the message from Raila. He said, you know what? We must shelve our personal interest and build our Kenya. So if they are demanding for anything, let me call it cake, for better of lack of better words.
The pie.
They are demanding the pie. What pie do you demand? if Kalonzo, if Wetangula, if Mudavadi were men enough, they could not have called press conference. They could have called people at Uhuru Park and tell them, our brother has left us. Now we take the mantle.
Okay, Professor.
That's what I was expecting from them.
Professor, listening to Motambo, he's quite passionate about what these other principles should have done, but who will make the government sweat this time round? Because the opposition seems to have, mellowed a little bit. I would use that term.
I don't think whether the opposition has mellowed. Neither do I think that Raila has any intention of joining Jubilee.
Right.
That one I'll tell you for free, it will never happen under the sun. The fact that he joined KANU at that particular time, that was a different game plan. People do not understand Raila. People who know Raila are people who were there when Raila was going into detention. But people who are now putting on diapers at that particular time, who profess to know Raila, they are wasting their time. Raila is bigger than Kenya, just like Uhuru is. Without Raila, there's no Kenya, and without Uhuru, there's no Kenya. Those two people should be equal partners. Now, when we come to start this myopic and mediocrity or hypocrisy,
you disagree, Jim?
Of saying that Raila has joined and should join Jubilee, you're just exhibiting your hypocrisy.
Right.
I'm not talking of him, but I'm talking of the echo that has been coming out from those mediocres who have been dividing Kenya on those ethnic lines in this studio and other studios. The so-called propagandists who come in this and this, and they sing like if they are singing in the choir. What Raila is doing is to level democracy, to bring in reforms, electoral reforms, to find out whether we can actually be included in the system. Nobody owns this country. This country belongs to every child, man or woman whose umbilical cord and the placenta were bled on this soil.
Right.
Therefore, there's no legitimacy of any human being to come in and say that this should be like this. What Uhuru has done and what Raila has done, they have risen up and they have looked at the world and said, look, let us put our differences down. Can we chart the way forward for this country? It doesn't mean that now Raila will come out and put what he has been struggling for down there to become another mediocre sycophant of joining Jubilee.
Okay.
The issue is, these two people are principals in this country. They ought to be recognized under every meal. Raila's bones have been broken, remember that? His flesh has been eaten by bugs when he was in the cells, but his brain never died. It's that part of that brain that brings sanity of democracy in this country.
Okay, all right. Jim?
I don't know if Professor would like to correct himself when he said that Raila is bigger than Kenya. I don't know if he'd like to do that or he will stand by his statement.
Raila is bigger than Kenya, Uhuru is bigger than Kenya at this particular moment when things are this way. Okay. They have risen up and said, we are big, Kenya is bigger than us, so let us come together and work forward. That's what I meant. Maybe it could have been.
What was your point?
All right, so my understanding of this pact is very simple. Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta have realized that as individuals, and if you read the text of the statement that they sent out, that no one captures the aspirations of this country than the two of them. From where I stand, these fellas are coming from a point of entitlement, the Odinga entitlement and the Kenyatta entitlement, where they feel that they in a way represent what this nation really needs. They feel that this nation owes them, and we will come to a standstill if they do not shake hands. But one of the things that would happen is, During the IPPG of 1997, the call at that time was no reforms, no elections. When Raila Odinga went ahead and joined KANU, they abandoned the no reforms, no elections, and went into an election that they lost. In 2007, when Raila Odinga again, when people said no Raila, no peace, he went and joined Mwai Kibaki. And under Agenda 4 of the National Accord, the only deliverable that they brought on the table was the Constitution, which today we are still grappling with. But the matters of truth, justice, and reconciliation were never dealt with. This particular individual that today we are praising and lifting up, called Raila Odinga, is a sellout. For a number of years he has been. We cannot say anything about Uhuru Kenyatta because this is also a fella who basically stands for nothing in this country. He stands for nothing. What would you say Uhuru Kenyatta stands for as a president in this country? What exactly does he stand for? What can we remember him for? What can we pay? If it's corruption, he does not stand against corruption. If it's tribalism, he does not stand against tribalism. If it's accountability, he's against accountability. What exactly would we pinpoint on that president?
I'm sure this is going to burn up right now, but let's take the break first.
No,
Hold on. Let's take the break.
Calm down, and I don't want to calm down.
This is K24.
Whether you're playing or watching, there's something for everyone at Bet-in. Bet-in. Cheza nasi, bet nasi.